Good morning, everyone. Unfortunately, we didn't had the chance to have a nice evening together, like in a regular staff week. But yeah, so we have to do this in this virtual format. But I'm happy to present something about the university, the Communication Information Media Center, and our open science practices and ideas. My name is Matthias Landwehr, and I'm the head of open science at the KIM. And with me in the room is also my colleague, Max Heber. He's working in the team open science and also in the ERUA project. So let's start. You can see a little picture of the university. We are a campus university. We are very close together on a small, not mountain, a small hill over the city of Constance. And here's a little bit the agenda for today. I would like to tell you, give you a brief introduction about the university itself, then about the KIM, the Communication Information Media Center. This is the organizational unit where most of the open science related activities are located. And the third point of the agenda is to get deeper in our open science activities and to show you some of examples of our work. So first of all, University of Constance. To make you a little bit jealous, this is an aerial view with the Lake Constance in the back. It's not a Greek island, but it's also a very beautiful area. And as you can see from a lot of buildings and offices, we can see the lake. And on the right side of the lake, you can't see it in the pictures on good days. You can see the Swiss Alps. And you're also very close to the lake. So maybe if you have a lunch break in the summer, you can just... Oh, could you please mute yourself? So if you have a lunch break in the summer, for example, just walk down 5 minutes to the lake, jump in the lake, swim around, and then go back to your office. So it's not the worst place of the world to work on open science. University of Constance, who we are. This is Lord Ralph Dahrendorf, is a famous scientist, and he said Constance is undoubtedly a success story, not as a result of following a plan, but because of the continual pursuit of its fundamental values. So the university is quite new. We are just founded in 1966. We are located in Constance. Constance is a city at the Lake Constance. It's very close. It's a region we call the Four Countries region because there's Germany, there's also Switzerland, there's Austria, and there is Liechtenstein very close. And these are all German-speaking countries, so we are trying to collaborate close together. Some numbers about the University of Constance from last year. We have 11,000, a little bit more than 11,000 students who are applied in 91 study programs. We have 219 professors, 2,000 employees in total, and our budget is around 218 million euros. And from this 218 million euros, 76 million euros are third-party funds. So for a small university like we are, we have a very large amount of third-party funding. This is on the one hand, this is good because it gives us more opportunities. On the other side, it's have some disadvantages because you are stuck to this funding. The organization of our university, we have 3 sections. The section 1 is called natural sciences, biology, chemistry. You can see it on the slides. Section 2 is the humanities, linguistics, history, social philosophy, and the section 3 is politics and public administration, law, and economics. So we are not covering all scientific disciplines. For example, we have no medicine, we have no architecture, we have no engineering, but we are covering quite a lot, disciplines, and that's for a university of our size. We are thinking that's enough. So one main point, or one main benefit of the University of Constance is our success in the German excellence programs. There are several excellence initiatives in Germany since 2007, in 2012, in 2019, and we were constantly successful in all these programs. And there are only 6 universities in Germany who are that successful, and we are one of them, and we are very proud of them. And two of our newest clusters, newest signs of excellence are our clusters of excellence. Since 2018, we have two new ones. One is the Center of Advanced Study of Collective Behavior. They are doing a lot of viewing animals. They're analyzing the behavior of swarms and from fishes and birds, and trying to track these animals with digital sensors, with an imaging hangar, which is a large room where birds or animals can fly around and get tracked by several cameras. So that's a very it's a very interesting research. And the other one is the Politics of Inequality. This is a social science excellence cluster. They are focusing on inequality in all areas of life, of politics, of social life. And besides the cluster, we also, one part of excellence is the development of a comprehensive e-science strategy. And that's the point where it's getting interesting for you, maybe, because one main point, or the first point in this strategy, is open science and research data management. So it is in this excellence strategy, and it's also a strategic goal of the university to foster open science and open access and research data management. The other parts of this e-science strategy are digital teaching and learning environments, data and information literacy. So for this, we have an advanced data and information literacy track, which is a course which lasts one semester and can be done by students from all levels, besides their original study program. And we are trying to teach competences in handling data, and also in responsibility when you are working with big data, ethics, law. All these parts around data are in the content of this track. And also some business intelligence and digitalization of administrative processes, but that's not the focus of the presentation today. So that's one brief overview about the university. Now we're coming to the KIM. It's a Communication Information Media Center. When you're coming in the university and would like to go into the KIM, you will go into the library. So I could say, welcome to our library. So it's we are very proud of our quite modern and new library. The reason why it's new, I will tell you a little bit later in the slides. I will just tell you first a little bit about the history of the KIM and what the KIM is, because maybe you're not familiar with this abbreviation. It was formed in 2014, and it's a merger of the data center, of the computing center, of the library, and of the IT of the university administration. So these organizational units are traditionally independent, but we merged them together. And so the KIM is the central service provider now for all IT and library services at the university. And that's a big benefit from our point of view, because libraries are getting more and more digital. There are more and more ebooks than just classic paper books. So we can now just offer all these services from one hand. We have one face to the customer, and we can also working closer together, and we have no, let me call it, fights between the units, because we are just in one unit and we have one director, and if there are any questions we cannot decide, we can go to him and he will make a decision. So that's the way it works. And yeah, guests can also use services of the KIM as external users, for example, the library. What are you doing for IT services? We are running numerous basic IT services, nearly all basic services, maybe you know, for teaching, for research, for studies, for university administration. The most visible of them, for example, is the campus management system, which hosts all lectures, all students, the data of exams, the grades, everything is in this campus management system. A teaching and learning platform, which is ELIAS, for online courses, to provide materials, to provide exercise papers or what else, to provide videos. Also the system for personal and finances. So all we are not using, for example, SAP for our finance department. So we have another solution, and this is running by us. Our website, where we use content management system, also email and the cloud system, which relies on Nextcloud, tools for collaborative work, and this is now getting closer to open science, the text and data repository. We also provide the IT workstation equipment and support, the media technology for lecture halls and seminar rooms, the IT workstation for nearly all the employees, but also for the public computer pools where students can just pop in to do their research or work on the computers. Also, we are responsible for the basic services on the campus. So we provide network access in the offices and classrooms. We provide Wi-Fi, nearly covering the whole campus, and also the telephone infrastructure. We have a data center with resources for scientific computing and large storage capacities. That's very close to research data management, and we need this for research data management. And we also have some special services for studying and teaching, for streaming and recording of courses. This is an area of the KIM which has been growing for the last 2 years due to the Corona pandemic. And so we also established video conference services and more remote services to allow nearly all members of the universities to work and study from home. So, and at least if any researcher has an idea where he needs IT support, he will come to us and ask us, and we are trying to solve this problem and provide a solution for him to do his research. That's our idea, that's our focus, and that's our mission, to be a good partner for researchers and scientists. Now, coming to the library services, it's an open shelf library. You just can come in, you can just read books there, you can just borrow books there. We have 2 million books, 1,700 workplaces to work on, 25,000 square meters, completely refurbished between 2011 and 2017. And that's the reason why it's quite new. And we are usually open 24 hours, 7 days a week. So if you are, for example, would like to do your exam preparation at midnight, just come in the university, come into the library, look for a quiet place. I'm sure you will find a quiet place in the night easier than in the day. And then you can work there, read books, use the computers, use our services. And this is, we were the first university in Germany which were open 24/7, and this is a success story because the students, they love that. And but this 24/7 is only for the library, not the whole university is open all day long. Yeah. We're doing the advice on all questions concerning literature and information supply. We're doing courses for students. We are showing them how to search for literature, how to use the library, how to find suitable books and ebooks and journals. And we also support the researchers in publishing and when they are asking for literature for their research or for the teaching. So we are there also, like in the IT area, trying to be a good service partner for the researchers and the members of the university. We also have a mediathek with the films and special types of media, so we can maybe if you have some microfilms, you can read them, you can scan books, and we also have a game lab where you can play with old video games. So we have the Super Nintendo and Nintendo Entertainment System, different PlayStations, but only for research, not for playing around. So it's not the fact that we from the team Open Science are meeting there every lunch break and playing old PlayStation games. No, that's not a reality, unfortunately. But we offer that for students and for courses. So, and we also have document delivery services. If we don't have a book in Constance, you can borrow it from another university, from another library in Germany, and we will try to deliver it to you, and maybe in physical form or as a electronic version. So we scan the book and send it to you by email, and these services has also been growing very much during the pandemic. So now about the restoration and the refurbishment. We had an unexpected closure due to asbestos findings in 2010 at the beginning of the last decade. This was quite an emergency because they found the asbestos during construction, and then everyone has to leave the library immediately, and then it was closed from one minute to the other. And so with 40 million euros, we had to completely refurbish the library. On the one hand, it was very, very hard for us at the beginning. On the other hand, it was a chance you get once in your lifetime, because the state of Baden-Württemberg in Germany, one of our 16 federal states, they paid for that, and so we could change a lot, could do a new spatial concept, the library as a collecting, learning, working, and social space, and also a new technical equipment. So we are now located, or we were located before in the heart of the university, and we are trying to be a little bit at the heart of the university, where students can come to learn, to talk to each other, to work together. We also have a small cafe in the library where you can have a cup of coffee and sit there with some colleagues. And a lot of employees of the universities you can find there for lunch break. So at the end of the day, this asbestos findings were a big benefit for us. I can show you two pictures for that. That's a view in the old library before the renovation. And this is a new picture where you can see the new library. It's very, as bright as it's possible in these old concrete buildings, but we're trying to put as much colors in, so to create a place where you like to stay. And I think we were successful with that. Now a few numbers about the KIM in presence. We have almost 200 people work at the KIM, from the librarian, from the people who put the books back into the shelves, until the software developers, with computer scientists, with PhD biologists working, for example, as a subject area specialist for the biology department. So it's a very wide range of people. 80 is in the IT area, 70 in the library services, and 40 in cross-sectoral areas. So the team Open Science is also a cross-sectoral area, and that's the benefit of the KIM. I've talked before that we don't have to discuss, is open science now related to the IT or related to the library? It's no discussion. This discussion does not happen in Constance because it belongs to the KIM, and that's easy for us. Yeah, our budget for literature is around 3.5 million euros. 2/3 of that for digital media, 2.1 million euros for IT, plus special fundings for other projects. And we have a lot of third-party funded projects, around 15 projects with 25 people and 1.5 million euros. So as in the whole university, a big part of our budget is also externally funded, and with all the advantages and disadvantages. So now, open science, yes. As I mentioned before, we have a team Open Science in the University of Constance, and to give you an idea of the size of this team Open Science, we have now a slide with all the peoples. You don't have to learn the names. I will not ask you about which person has which job. So in 20 minutes, it's not an exam here, it's not a test, but you can just see there are a lot of people working in science. Me, myself, I'm the head of this team. I also have my colleague Andreas Kirchner, who's the Open Access Officer, and then we have at the moment 8 members of the team Open Science. So the team Open Science consists of 10 people, and then you see it below that big blue square is there are a lot of people who are related close to open science. They have their main job, for example, they're working for software development or for e-learning or for the cloud or for high performance computing. But we are trying to meet together to do an collegial, to do an exchange about open science idea and the general open science idea of the university. So there are a lot of people in Constance who are involved, and I think it's a big benefit and a big advantage that this team is so big. Unfortunately, most of the core members of the team Open Science are third-party funded with limited contracts. So we are always we have always the problem to ask how can we extend them, what can we offer them, how can we stay with this large team. Yeah. But not talking about problems, talking about success stories. One of this is policies, and we can say we are an open science, or we are an open science policy pioneer. We all have already started with an open access policy in February 2012. So it's 10 years ago that we had launched our first open access policy. And in this policy, we declared open access as a guiding principle for scientific publishing. And that was a very big step for the university. In August 2018, we added a research data management policy, which encouraged all researchers to make the data openly and public available. And after that, we are just worked for more than 1 year to create an integrated open science policy. And this policy was launched in November 2021. Unfortunately, we are one of the first universities in Germany because one university from Erlangen-Nürnberg, they have beaten us for 1 month and were a little bit quicker than our policy. But so, yeah, that could happen. But we are still thinking that this open science policy is very important for us. And so we can live with the second place and the silver medal in that race. Yeah, open science is a mission statement in this open science policy, and it includes a lot more than only open access and RDM policy. And I have listed all chapters of the open science policy on this slide. It starts. We have a screenshot on the left side with the preamble and some main principles. So we try to put the strategic goal and the general idea of open science in the preamble, and in the principles we put things that are important over all following chapters. For example, it doesn't matter if you are doing text publication or data publication, you should use a free and open license for that. So that's in the principles. Also that you have to deal with ethical and legal issues. That's also necessary for all following chapters. So we put this into the principles. Then we have 2 big chapters and 4 a little bit smaller chapters. First one is open access and publication, which is mainly the old open access policy, which still says, please, open access is the primary way to publish. And research data is quite the old research data management policy. We made the wording a little bit stronger from please do it to we encourage that. And so it's a little bit stronger, but there's still the option to not do this, because when we had to discuss this in the universities, councils and boards, you cannot force researchers to publish the data. That does not work in Germany. So so it's a strong encouragement to publish the data. The smaller chapters are open educational resources, the science communication. We're trying to do an very open and transparent communication into the society, as also open public sector data. This is to publish data which is not research data. For example, the numbers of students, the numbers of employees, the number of foreign students from abroad, the budget of the university, the content of study programs. You can think a lot of administration data, and we are trying to publish them as much as is possible. So always having the legal issues of personal data in mind. And the last one is free software. That's the idea of publishing research software, open science, when it's possible. The reason why we have these smaller chapters is also a question of resources, because when you would like to deal with all these aspects in a holistic way, you need a lot of more people than we have. So we have to focus on the main parts, and the main parts are open access and publications and research data. So this is the strongest chapters in the open science policy. You can find the open science policy on our homepage. It's also available in English. And if you would like to know more about the process, how we came to this policy, then you can just ask us afterwards or can contact us. So a little bit more about open access. We have a publication fund. This is also funded by the DFG, the Deutsche German Research Society. So we are covering open access fees for researchers, for journal articles, or for books. There's a limit, of course. Journal articles are usually covered until 2,000 euros, and we support them to find a suitable journal. And with this, we had the opportunity to raise our open access output very much, because when you're talking to researchers and scientists, the main problem is the money, is the funding, and someone who's covering the publication costs. And now we can offer this service, or we can offer this service since several years, but that's one of our success stories. The second one pillar of our success is the Constance online publication system. It's COPS, is the abbreviation for that. It's our institutional open access repository, and we are asking all researchers to use that for green open access. So when they are published their article in another journal, they should also publish it in COPS again, and then it's public available. And we are also using COPS to have the bibliography of the researchers, and we are collecting their publications for them. So we are doing this as a service, that we are looking in Web of Science and Google Scholar and trying to get the data from there into our system. And the researchers can use COPS with a plugin to publish their publication record on the website, very easy. So that's also a good service. We are also supported in the publishing in open access journals. If someone wants to transform their open access journal, their closed access journal into an open access journal, we can help them. We have a management system for that, Open Journal Systems, and we are offering support for that. And we also have advice and events on open access. If any questions about publication, about publishing, about open access, you can come to the team Open Science. We did some coffee lectures during the International Open Access Week. We did an open access barcamp twice. So we are trying to bring the idea of open access to the world of science. Now, one point when we are very proud of that, this is the CVTS Leiden ranking, and this is the universities in Germany. Are 25 universities, the first 25 places, and you can see the P column is the numbers of publications. The POA is the number of publications in open access, and then you have the percentage of open access publications. And so we have 73.4% of our publications are open access, and that's just by 8% the best value in Germany. And we are very proud on this of this position, and we are trying to to extend this this number a little bit more, but it's difficult to get it higher when you're already in these high areas. So I would, to be humble, we can say we have a leading role in open access in Germany. Another big part of open science is research data management. This is the research data lifecycle. Maybe you have seen this lifecycle or another similar lifecycle before. There are several life cycles in Google. When you Google for research data lifecycle, you find hundreds of pictures. And this is ours. We are trying to start with planning a research project, and we put planning as a first point in it because we are thinking that planning is most important for good research data management, and it will avoid a lot of problems in the future when you're doing good planning at the beginning. Yeah, then the next is data collection. Then you work with the data, prepare it, and analyze it. Then you can share and publish it. You can archive it, and maybe you can reuse it, or the idea is to reuse it by someone else who then is starting a new research project. So that's the life cycle, and we are offering a lot of services around this life cycle. For example, at the beginning, we're doing support when someone has to create a data management plan. We can give advice on legal issues. Can I use this data? Can I publish this data from my survey? Do I have to anonymize it? So these are typical questions we have to deal with in our daily work. We are offering computing resources and storage during the whole cycle. Storage is a big problem because I've talked before about the cluster of collective behavior, and when they are doing the imaging hangar studies where you have birds in a big hall and having 14 HD cameras there's a big amount of data. So they are just creating several terabytes of data in one day, and yeah, so we have to deal with this big requests from the researchers. Coming to publication and archiving, we are offering a repository, or we can help to find a suitable repository. We also providing archive storage. Yeah, and when it comes to publication at the end, we also trying to help with checking the metadata so that the data quality is as high as possible. One element and one new element of research data is our CON data. It's a local research data repository since November of last year. It's accessible for all members of the university to publish their data sets. When we are doing research data advisor support and someone asks, where should I publish my data set? We always recommend to use a discipline-specific repository because data can be found easier than data is also in a data ecosystem with similar data. If this is not possible, then the university offers now a data repository so they can host their data or publish their data here in Constance. And it's a very interesting model. We use the hybrid model with Radar Local. Radar Local has been developed by an external organization, and they are hosting that for us. So we are just providing virtual machines in Constance, when they are managing the machines, the software, and the system from remote. And so we have an easily branded repository, but we don't need technical resources for that. And that's one big benefit, because it's very difficult to find good software developers and good IT specialists in Germany. When we have some job offers, we're always happy when there's one suitable application. Sorry. So this is the first page of CON data, and you can publish your data, you can search data, and there's also the link condata.uni-constance.de, and you can have a look there if you want to. Now just a brief view on open educational resources, because we have there a cooperation with the team e-learning in the KIM, and we are working close together that open educational resources, that we are, that if researchers has questions about OER, they can come to us and the target group, but that is all teachers, all lecturers of the university. And we encourage them to provide their materials as OER. And we also give some online trainings and individual advice how to create OERs and what you have take in mind when you are trying to publish your teaching materials, for example, copyright and licenses. Another very important part of the Team Open Science is networking, because the problems we have, or the aspects of research data management and also the aspects of open science, is not which is specific to the University of Constance. Most or all of the universities in Germany or in Europe or maybe worldwide have to deal with the same problems and questions, and we are trying to not produce some island solutions which are only working in Constance, we are trying to to do it together. And it starts inside the KIM, where we are not working alone. We are trying to get in contact with the subject specialist, with the IT and library services. We are also in contact and then with another departments of the university, for example, the research support, which give advice to researchers in application processes to get funding, in legal questions about fundings. Also with legal affairs and all questions about copyright and data protection. The academic staff development is a unit of the university which offers special courses for PhDs, and the BISE is the Binational School of Education. It's a special department for to educate teachers, so they are interested in OERs. Then we have statewide in Baden-Württemberg. So we have different committees, boards, working groups, projects in Baden-Württemberg. So there's a long tradition in Baden-Württemberg to work together from the 9 universities. So we are not that competitive, you may think. So we are trying to work together. And also we are trying to do the same nationwide, where we have also committees and boards in Germany. We have the National Research Data Infrastructure, NFDI, which is a quite new funding project since 3 years. And we do it Europe-wide. Open Air, we are active in Europe, and last but not least in ERUA. So it's the reason why we are here, because we would like to exchange our ideas and about open science, and we would like to find maybe solutions together, or we can learn from each other. And we are, I think the main part of open science is to be open, and so we are always open-minded for the ideas of another universities and other people. This is just a small list about projects we are currently in the open science. These are all third-party funded projects. We have Open Access Network, where we are developing a central information and networking platform for open access. Also, Open4DE and Koala are 2 open access specific projects. We are also a member of Open Air, and we are the national point of contact for Open Air regarding open access questions. And also ERUA, where we have the responsibility for the ERUA Work Package 5 Open Science, and also the ERUA coordination for the university inside the KIM. There's one screenshot from the Open Access Network page. It's also available in English, and this is the main German information page about open access. And we are proud that we are not hosting them technically, but we are responsible as editor for this web page. On the other hand, research data management, we also have different projects. BW to FDM. BW is also for BW, always stands for Baden-Württemberg. So there's a coordination of RDM activities in Baden-Württemberg. Biodaten and MoveBank 2.0 are special projects for specific scientific disciplines, where we establish or we're trying to establish digital services and storage services together with other universities. Oh, thank you, Max, to put the link into the chat. Maybe you can add the link to the open science policy later. That would be great. And the last one is BW HPC, which is a statewide project for high performance infrastructure. And one part of the BW to FDM is also the platform Forschungsdaten.info. It's most of that is only available in Germany, but it's the main German platform for research data management. So to sum it up, the 2 platforms for open access and research data management are mainly influenced by us, and that also shows the importance of open science for the University of Constance. Thank you.